Schools are signing up to get some of their youngest students vaccinated against COVID-19. As Delane Cleveland reports, hundreds came out Friday morning as the Wazata School District hosted a vaccine clinic for anyone ages 5 and older.
Fortunately, it's not raining, it's just snowing, so...
It's said that patience is a virtue.
Thanks for coming out.
And for many of the people standing out in the cold at Wazata's Central Middle School on Friday...
Perfect, we'll just keep moving down this way.
This day has been 20 months in the making.
You're ready to go.
In October, the FDA authorized the COVID vaccine for kids age 5 to 11, and hundreds of families took advantage of the opportunity.
I'm just thrilled. We're so excited to be getting protection to our community, especially our kids who need to be in school to learn and play and grow, and to make sure that school is a healthy and safe place for them with that protection from vaccines is just great. Okay, you're going to feel a little poke in your arm.
Dr. Emily Borman-Shope is one of a number of volunteers helping with this clinic for Wazata's youngest learners. It's the first step toward what many families hope is a return to normalcy.
We were hoping it for a while, yeah, so that we can travel.
Some kids took it better than others.
You got it.
But a little discomfort now could save a lot of pain in the future.
He receives flu shot every year, so he's gonna be fine.
Any kid who got their shot today can come right back here to Central Middle School on December 3rd for their second shot. Reporting in Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Brooklyn Center police say they've arrested one man in connection with the shooting on Thursday afternoon that left a woman with life-threatening injuries. It happened just after 2 o'clock in the 5600 block of Girard Avenue North. Officers say the woman shot has life-threatening injuries. Brooklyn Center police do not believe the shooting was a random incident. A heartwarming donation Friday in Brooklyn Center could make all the difference for one nonprofit. Free Bikes for Kids say they got the donation to help replace $13,000 of much-needed equipment that was stolen in a break-in around Halloween.
We have a lot of bikes. We need a lot of volunteers to do that work, and it's severely impacted how many volunteers can work at a time so that we can get these bikes out and into the hands of kids who need them most.
Martinson says Hamernick's Interior Solutions wrote a check to replace the stolen equipment, and that will help the nonprofit get back to work cleaning and repairing as many as 300 bikes a week.
It makes all the difference in the world. We've also had a big support system with people coming in to want to volunteer, help us get back on our feet, help us get back on schedule so that the bikes we've promised out will be ready for the kids who are waiting for them.
As of Friday, Brooklyn Center police have not been able to identify the person or people responsible for the theft. Local nonprofits say the pandemic has greatly impacted the families who need their services. Interfaith Outreach is kicking off their annual Sleep Out campaign this weekend.
Partly because of COVID, we are not doing a physical sleep out on our property, but we are encouraging people to sleep out in their own backyards, just like Henry is doing here.
Henry Brantingham has participated in the Sleep Out and raised money for Interfaith Outreach for the last 10 years. And he is intentional about raising awareness and sleeping outside on Thanksgiving.
And somehow the Thanksgiving, we sit around the table, we give thanks for all of our blessings, and then I do my little thing, which I think is just kind of a reference to the suffering that goes on at the same time.
In the 8 weeks of the Sleep Out, the nonprofit hopes to raise $3 million, which is 40% of their operating budget for the year. Any donation is welcome, and we have more information on how to do that posted on our website. It's not too early to start thinking about the holidays either. PRISM Food Shelf has already kicked off their toy drive by stuffing the truck. The Golden Valley nonprofit partnered up with 2 men and a truck this year to collect new unwrapped toys for their holiday toy shop. The trucks will be parked at 5 community locations during November. Frankie's in New Hope was the first stop.
This is absolutely one of my favorite ways to give back, is bringing the toys for Christmas. Many kids may have not even experienced a Christmas before, and so they just don't even know what to expect, and for us to be able to provide that for families.
If you'd like to give where there's the most need, consider shopping and donating a gift for a teenager. If you'd rather stay indoors for your weekend recreation, Neil Persley has a theatrical suggestion presented by Wazata High School. That's today's Weekend Showcase.
All right, you guys, thank you very much. Mic checks are done.
And then stairs need to get moved in too.
The set is finished. The final light and sound checks are done. Cue the overture for Wayzata High School's production of My Fair Lady.
Ultimately, I think is about optimism.
My Fair Lady first hit Broadway in 1956.
It's about a young woman who sees the opportunity to make her life better, and she goes for it. And I think right now, we need stories of optimism in the world.
Why can't the English teach their children how to speak?
The play is set in Edwardian London. Lucas Demmett plays Professor Henry Higgins. He is a linguist obsessed with phonetics, dialects, how people sound when they speak.
Why can't the English learn to speak?
Higgins is very cold in the way he handles himself and situations. So that was interesting and definitely the most challenging part of sort of harnessing that aspect of the character.
Higgins takes on the Cockney flower girl Eliza Doolittle as a project to prove he can transform her into a genteel lady of society.
It's sort of considered the perfect musical. It's obviously a well-known and well-loved classic of Broadway musicals, but I have found a lot in it that really resonates today.
My Fair Lady is on stage at Wayzata High School through November 20th. For Weekend Showcase, Neil Persley, CCX News.
It's the final week of outdoor high school football in Minnesota, and it all kicked off Thursday night with several games across the state. Maple Grove in Class 6A was one of those teams playing.
Snow and temperatures in the mid-30s greeted Maple Grove and Woodbury for the Class 6A quarterfinal round game. First quarter, the handoff to Crimson running back Derek Jamison. He makes a nice little hesitation move at the 50-yard line and then finds a lane, and he's gone. A 59-yard scoring run by Jamison puts Maple Grove ahead 7-0. Second quarter, and Royals quarterback George Bajels is hit as he throws by Mason South. The ball floats to Crimson linebacker Jacob Anderson, who makes the interception at the Maple Grove 18-yard line. On the very next play, Maple Grove quarterback Jacob Kilzer throws a strike down the middle of the field to Sam Peters. The Crimson tight end won't be caught. This play goes for 82 yards and a touchdown, and Maple Grove is up 14-0. Final play of the first half. Woodbury setting up for a field goal, but it's a fake. And kicker Scott Hansen throws to Kip Copeland, who was tackled in the open by Jay Suzell. He saves a touchdown. That's how the half ends. And he keeps the score 14-0. Third quarter, and the give is to Jamison, who has a hole to run through and gets a great downfield block from number 72, Will Ressman. Jamison outruns the Royals defense to the end zone for a second touchdown of the game. Maple Grove goes on to win 31-12. The Crimson play in the state semifinals next Thursday night at U.S. Bank Stadium.
Wayzata beat St. Michael Albertville in the regular season. The rematch on Thursday night was a great playoff football battle. Here's Jason Malillo.
It's the Trojans against the Knights in the Class 6A quarterfinals. Winner goes to the Final Four. First quarter, Wayzata's Drew Streeter fires in for the tackle. Knights would be forced to punt, giving the Trojans good field position. They drive to the 1, but Brooks O'Brien's hit knocks the ball loose, and STMA recovers. Wayzata comes away with nothing. Dominic Heim blows through the line and crushes the STMA running back. Yards and points hard to come by in this game. But in the second quarter, Julian Alfaro Diedrich gets around the edge and battles to the 2-yard line. Then Diedrich zips into the end zone to give the Trojans a 7-0 lead. The Knights hit on a big play here as Owen Narrows connects with Riley Purcell, and he fights to the 12-yard line. Then Jarrett Bennett caps the drive with a 1-yard score, and it's 7-all. Fourth quarter, same score. Alfaro Diedrich is stuffed on a fourth down run. STMA's Evan Feldick, the first to wrap him up. Ensuing possession narrows to Purcell, and a great catch lands the Knights at the 25-yard line. Next play, a nice block by Sean Scripp springs Bennett, and he's gone for the touchdown. STMA takes a 14-7 lead. Wayzata drives to the Knights' 19 in the waning seconds, but Ryan Harvey's pass to Eli Lenort is broken up by Bennett, And that's it. St. Michael Albertville wins 14-7, advancing to the state semifinals. Jason Malillo, CCX Sports.
The Wayzata volleyball team will play for a state title Saturday night. Here's Jay Wilcox with their semifinal highlights.
Number 1 seed Wayzata meeting first-time tournament entrant Rogers in the Class 4A volleyball semifinals. An underdog Rogers plays well early. Bryn Rhinus with the hammer here to pull her team within 22-21. They later go ahead 23-22. But Wayzata closes strong. Emma Gerger gets up for the block on set point as the Trojans pull out a 25-23 thriller in set 1. Set 2 is all Wayzata. Stella Swenson with the back set to Mel Goldstein on the slide, and she delivers down the line. The Trojans roll to a 25-11 win. In the third, Sierra Moore's dig leads to a kill for Avery Jesuits on match point. Wayzata wins 25-15 to get the sweep, and they play Eastridge for the state title Saturday night. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.